guess my question is, as a traditional brick and mortar bookstore, is there any opportunity for you to take advantage of the new ebook trend? Is that a possible model?
You know, that's a good question. I said earlier that I think there's no market for us, and maybe I'm speaking too rapidly, too fast. And you know I work for a board of directors who feels very strongly that this is something that we can take on, and I'm looking and trying to find a way. I had some conversation with some of the big publishing houses a couple of weeks ago, and it'd be interesting to know if there are three big players. There's the Nook, which is the Barnes & Noble model. There's the Kindle, which is the Amazon model, and then there is the iPad. Those are the three big players today. It's changing every day, of course. But of the ebook sales in the bigger publishers in the country, about 95% of all sales are going to those 3 units. And of those 3 units, Amazon is purely proprietary. Nobody but Amazon can sell it to Kindle. The Nook makes it very hard. You can, I think, load other stuff on there, but it makes it very hard for you to put anything but Barnes & Noble sales onto those items. And in the iPad, it's the same thing. I think you can get an app or something that can load books that way. But in reality, you need to have a device to make it work in general. You're sort of tied to a device.
A couple questions on this. One, come back to it. You mentioned magazines are a big percentage of your sales. 2 parts to that. When Sawyer's closed down and downtown Santa Rosa, did a lot of that shift to your other stores? And follow up to that, are you selling main magazines like U.S. News and World Report, or is it the kind of yuppie dwell magazine stuff, or is it the specialty magazines that you can't get by?
So the answer to the first question is, I think we got some of the business. You know, John and I talked before he closed, and we're gonna work together and maybe try to get what he carried into our store. That never really happened. He's been pretty preoccupied with his politics. I think most of that business actually went across the street to Borders. I mean, that's right, the Barnes & Noble downtown. And the second part is we sell most everything. We work with a company, it's a national company that does category management of our magazines, and what they do is they take huge databases and look at things that are moving and working and selling. They know our demographic, they know us well, so they know what our customers want and will buy. So, and this has been a work in progress ever since we began. We actually began working with these guys out in Napa. As one of our instrumental things out there, is we were dedicated to opening up with the biggest magazine selection in Napa.
So, going to your mission statement, you're talking about your intention, at least from what we have, is to create an extraordinary bookstore that is the pride of our community and staff. I noticed your 3 cups of tea sitting on the table up there, and how you brought an author like Greg Mortensen in. Can you comment a little bit on who you decide to bring in and how you do that, and what kind of relationship you have with those authors?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a tenuous one at best. I mean, I think that one thing we're finding we've done big author events for many, many years in our stores, and away from our stores sometimes too, which is a profitable. It can be quasi-profitable. We sell a lot of books at the events when it's the right author, it's the right event. A lot of work to get it going, a lot of work to maintain it, a lot of work to publicize it. So there's a lot of, at the end of the day, we probably make a little bit of money on those things. It's really more about fusing ourselves with people around us so that we are indeed contributing to what we're doing in our communities. Lately, once again, some of the challenges in the book market is that as the economy kind of collapsed around everybody, it collapsed around the publishing world as well as us. And they're getting tighter and tighter with their money, tighter and tighter with what they do to publicize their books, which means, in general, they send us the authors. They send us this juice to help publicize the new books. So it's up to us to negotiate with the publishing houses of the authors to get authors to our stores. That's based on our size, based on our business, based on whether we sell them on the idea. There's a variety of things that happen there. But as things have contracted more and more, they are coming for fewer and fewer days. And us being in an outlying area away from San Francisco, which is where they fly into, the chances for them to get up our way have become less and less. We're still doing some of it, but we're not doing nearly the volume we used to do many years ago. Greg Ward's is a great example. We had him, and we had him at a high school, actually at 2 high schools in one day. He did 2 events in one day, and we probably sold upwards of 1,500 books in those events. So it was a really big deal for us. We had great ones. Yeah.
So
So we got a little information on you here. It says that you became the director of marketing in 1988. You got promoted to the director of operation in 2002. So you stayed 14 years as the director of marketing. You got promoted because the former director of operation passed away. What motivated you to stay such a long time, and how did you didn't jump ship?
The money. Not true. It's like family. I have to say, it really is. It's as dysfunctional as a family can be. It's also as functional as a family. There's a lot of connection there, and like I said earlier, I mean, it's the passion for what I do, and I think that's really what it's about. Aside from education, I think books is one of the higher livelihoods that one can do. I think it's one of those things that is a very good calling. So that's why.
So the company lucked out by having you, or they did something purposely to keep you in that position?
They lucked out.
They lucked out.
I mean, I guess I'm not sure how to answer that.
What's your priority for the next year?
Survival. Honestly, I got to say, we are very nervous, and I'll share this in all honesty, because we're sitting at the precipice of a very, and that's probably a good word today, we're at this edge, not quite knowing if we're going to fall off or we're going to be sailing off and doing other things, because e-books, I think, are really, this is the year where e-books, I think, are going to hit home. And how it hits us, I don't know. I mean, we rely on a huge holiday market. Our book sales in the December month generally are 2 or 3 times what our normal business is. And if people are saying, well, I'm going to go buy Aunt Susie the new Kindle or the new whatever it is, and that's going to be a gift, they're not going to come into our store for books. That said, also, we also do a huge business in gift cards. If people buy gift cards for family members to come back in the following months to buy from us. If the choice is to go to the e-version, people are going to be sitting there downloading their e-books and not coming to our stores to buy books. So we are looking at strategies on how to mitigate those things, and that's what we're really working on right now, is how to ride this out in these very tight times.